If you've shared your home with cats as long as I have, you've surely experienced that mysterious 2 a.m. wake-up call. We usually laugh it off as Zoomies or a plea for breakfast, but there is a deeper biological truth. While you sleep, your cat is struggling to manage their thermoneutral zone, which is significantly higher than ours, often leaving them silently cold in our 22 degrees Celsius homes. You've likely wondered why they touch your face. They are actually performing a biological wellness check and a security sweep, using their 95.6% tiger DNA to patrol their favorite territory, you. But what exactly are they looking for when they reach out and touch you in the dark? Most of us have woken up to a soft paw pressing against our cheek and simply assumed it was a gentle nudge for an early breakfast. But there's a fascinating layer of biology happening right under your nose. Cats are incredibly sensitive to our breathing patterns. As our heart rate and respiration slow during deep sleep, their ancient survival instinct kicks in to perform what experts call a wellness check. They are confirming you are still responsive and healthy. However, there is a hidden, more strategic reason they stay so close to your face. They are chasing your precious body heat. You see, while we humans feel quite comfortable at a steady 22 degrees Celsius, a cat's thermoneutral zone, the temperature range where their body doesn't have to burn energy just to stay warm, is a staggering 30 degrees Celsius to 38 degrees Celsius. In our modern air-conditioned homes, your cat is often living in a constant state of silent cold. By curling up near your head or chest, they are using you as a biological radiator to maintain their high internal temperature of 38 degrees Celsius to 39 degrees Celsius. This physical closeness actually helps regulate their HPA axis, keeping their stress hormones like cortisol at a healthy level. They aren't just being clingy. They are intelligently balancing their metabolic budget. But if they are so focused on staying warm and safe, why do they suddenly turn into world-class sprinters the moment the clock strikes 3? If you've ever been jolted awake by what sounds like a miniature thundering herd in your hallway at 3 a.m., you are certainly not alone. We often dismiss these midnight Zoomies as a quirky, perhaps slightly annoying burst of pent-up energy, but there is a profound wildness behind that chaos. Your cat is crepuscular, meaning their internal clock is hardwired to be most active when the world is dim, exactly the time when their ancestors' prey would be most vulnerable. However, the real secret lies in their genetics. A domestic cat shares a staggering 95.6% of its DNA with the tiger. When your cat is flying over the sofa or darting under the bed, they aren't just playing. They are performing a high-stakes security sweep of their territory. They are checking entry points, scanning for threats, and ensuring the den is secure while you are at your most vulnerable. Those frantic movements are actually precise motor sequences that a tiger uses to navigate a jungle or ambush prey. Essentially, your living room has become a tactical training ground for a pocket-sized apex predator. They aren't being unhinged. They are fulfilling an ancestral duty to protect the pride, which includes you. But once the patrol is finished and the house is deemed safe, why do they return to your side only to start rhythmically kneading your blanket like they're making invisible bread? If you've spent your evenings watching your cat rhythmically press their paws into your favorite blanket, you probably know it as making biscuits. Most of us assume it's just a sweet habit left over from when they were kittens nursing from their mothers. But while there is certainly nostalgia involved, your cat is actually being much more intentional. They have scent glands tucked away in their paw pads, and with every rhythmic press they are releasing pheromones. They are quite literally weaving their scent into your world, marking you as a trusted member of their inner circle. However, the real biological secret behind this behavior is a phenomenon called Thigmotaxis. This is an instinctual drive to seek out physical contact against solid surfaces, which triggers a powerful release of endorphins in the feline brain. You can think of it as the cat's version of a weighted blanket. That rhythmic pressure provides a deep sense of biochemical security that lowers their stress levels almost instantly. When they choose your lap or your pillow for this ritual, they are using your body as a living anchor to balance their nervous system. In their language, they are saying, "We are safe together." But as they settle into this state of blissful calm, you might notice them suddenly freeze their eyes locked onto a dark, empty corner of the room. It can be a bit chilling, but are they seeing a ghost? Or is there a scientific explanation for that vacant stare? If you've ever felt a slight chill when your cat locks eyes with a dark, empty hallway, you are certainly not alone. After decades of companionship, it's easy to believe they're seeing something from the other side. The scientific truth, however, is that their world is simply far more detailed than ours. Cats see in light levels 6 times lower than we can, and they hear frequencies up to 64,000 Hz, allowing them to detect the tiny vibrations of pipes settling, or even insects moving deep inside your walls. But there is a deeper, more fascinating trick of the mind at play here, the Kanizsa illusion. Have you ever noticed your cat sitting perfectly inside a square of tape on the floor? This happens because cats respond to perceptual enclosures. Their brains are hardwired to prioritize the safety of a defined border, even an imaginary one, assigning it a higher safety value than the open floor. They aren't staring at nothing. They are processing cognitive boundaries that offer them a mental safe space and a sense of environmental control. It's an incredible look into how they map out their territory to feel secure. But while they are busy scanning these invisible borders, they often turn their attention to you for a secret silent ritual that proves you've truly been accepted into their inner circle. Why would this master of invisible boundaries suddenly decide to treat your hair like a personal grooming project while you're fast asleep? Have you ever woken up with your hair feeling a bit damp or unusually tangled, even though you didn't toss and turn? It's a common mystery for us cat owners. You might blame your pillow, but there's a good chance your cat was quietly fixing your hair while you were deep in sleep. In the world of feline social groups, this behavior is known as allo-grooming, and it is a sacred ritual strictly reserved for those they consider family, like mothers and kittens or bonded siblings. But here is the real upgrade to this sweet gesture. It's actually a vital scent-mixing ritual that functions as a psychological pressure cooker relief. By grooming you, your cat is blending their scent with yours to create a unified colony smell, which reinforces their sense of belonging and control over their environment. This intimate act helps soothe their nervous system and manage the HPA axis, keeping their cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone, low even in our busy human world. It essentially acts as a decompression chamber, allowing them to thrive in modern homes without losing their precious wild instincts. They aren't just cleaning you, they are welcoming you into their inner circle. But even if you never catch them in the act of grooming, your cat has a much more subtle, almost invisible way of saying "I love you" while you're fast asleep. What could be more vulnerable than a silent message sent in the dead of night? You've likely noticed your cat looking at you from across the room with half-closed eyes, giving that slow, deliberate blink. We often call it a cat kiss, and feel a warm rush of affection when we see it. In the feline world, closing one's eyes is the ultimate sign of trust, because it means letting their guard down entirely in a world where they are both predator and prey. It signals they feel secure enough to stop scanning for threats. But here's the most touching part of this nightly mystery: you don't even have to be awake to receive this message. Researchers using low-light cameras have observed cats sitting quietly beside their sleeping owners and performing these slow blinks in total silence. This isn't a performance for treats or attention. It's a profound physiological state. When a cat does this, they are literally deactivating their amygdala, the brain's fear center, signaling that they feel 100% safe in your presence. This neurological shift proves their affection is deeply rooted in their biology, allowing them to bypass their natural fight-or-flight response to simply exist in peace beside you. They are expressing a pure, honest affection while you dream, reinforcing a bond that doesn't need a witness. It is perhaps the most vulnerable "I love you" in the animal kingdom. Yet even when they are this relaxed, their brain is still scanning for one specific thing: a boundary. Have you ever wondered why, despite sharing a comfortable home with you, your cat would still choose to squeeze into a tiny shoebox that barely fits them? Most of us have a collection of empty Amazon boxes in the corner, simply because we know our cats prefer them to the $50 plush bed we bought last Christmas. We find it hilarious when they squeeze into a tiny shoebox, leaving their tail hanging out, and we jokingly say, "If I fit, I sit." But this isn't just a quirky game. It's a masterclass in feline thermal engineering. As we discussed earlier, our homes are often 15 degrees too cold for a cat's high metabolic needs. By choosing a small enclosed space, your cat is creating its own microclimate. Cardboard is one of nature's best insulators, made of multiple layers that trap air perfectly. By filling every inch of that box, your cat can maintain their ideal core temperature of 101 to 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit with zero effort. They are essentially protecting their metabolic budget, ensuring they don't waste energy just to stay warm. Many of you have asked why they ignore expensive heated beds. It's because cardboard provides a unique tactile security and a scent-neutral surface that allows them to feel truly hidden. It's a biological safe haven that even lions and tigers in the wild gravitate toward when given the chance. They are turning a simple delivery box into a strategic thermal sanctuary. It's heartwarming to see them so content in their paper fortresses, but as responsible owners, we must remain vigilant. When does a cozy retreat stop being a choice and start being a sign of silent pain or a medical red flag? We've spent a lot of time today celebrating the quirky, instinctual reasons our cats choose to hide away in boxes and blankets. For most of us, seeing a pair of glowing eyes peeking out from under the bed is just another charming part of life with a feline. We naturally assume they just want a little me time or a quiet sanctuary to nap away from the household noise. And while hiding is indeed a primary behavioral strategy for cats to cope with environmental changes, there is a serious side to this habit that every responsible owner needs to understand. As our cats enter their senior years, we must learn to distinguish between a cozy retreat and a hiding red flag. This is where we look beyond the cuteness and see the clinical reality. In feline medicine, sudden or prolonged hiding is often the first indicator of silent pain. Unlike dogs who may whimper or limp, cats are evolutionary masters at masking discomfort to avoid appearing vulnerable. When a social cat suddenly retreats to a box for hours on end, they aren't just seeking privacy. They are likely managing a high pain load from conditions like feline arthritis or dental infections. Hiding reduces their exposure to social interaction, which their brain now perceives as a source of physical stress. If you notice your cat avoiding the litter box or acting aggressively when approached in their hideout, they are issuing a medical distress signal. Recognizing this silent shift early is crucial for getting them the relief they deserve. But now that we've decoded these nightly mysteries and survival strategies, how can we use this knowledge to make our homes a true sanctuary for our furry friends?